Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I bring you another showcase showdown. This one is going to be focusing on eye primers and brows. And excuse my red lip if you do not like it. I am sorry. I'm trying it out. This is the first time I've ever wore like a red lip out in public. Don't know how I feel about it, so we're just trying it out. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to try to breeze through these. Some of my videos are really long, some of them are not, and I'm trying to make them all not long, so let's get started. And if I just quit rambling, it'd go faster. First, we're going to start off with eye primers. The first one, picked up the wrong one. This is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. Absolutely love this stuff. I got it with my Stardust Vegas Nay Too Faced collaboration. It came with this and a little better than Sex Mascara. Absolutely love this. I mean, and you use so little of this stuff that, I mean, this little miniature one will do you forever. It just looks like that. It's like a skin toned, and then when you rub it out it's clear, but it primes so well, especially if you are using Too Faced shadows. I have noticed that with like the Vegas Nay palette and this, it is amazing. The next one is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I have the older packaging. I don't have the doe foot applicator. I still have the squeezy tube. Love this stuff. Again, it's skin colored, and this was pretty pricey. I don't remember how much it was, but I have had this for a long time, and that right there is all I've used, and I use it a lot. There it is. Again, just skin toned, and then you blur it out and it's clear. This one is a little bit more silicone-y feeling, but guys, these two, even though they are high-end and I am a drugstore girl, these two are truly the best that I've found. I do have, now the rest of them are drugstore, and these are very, very good as well. This is the NYX eyeshadow base. I don't know if this has any skin tone. It's just a little pot. I was going to say it has a peachy color to it. It kind of does, a very light peachy color, but I mean, it is, you can see it there, it's got a slight peachy color to it. I love this. It works well. It leaves a sticky, but not too sticky. It just makes your eyes blank and ready. It cancels out the redness, cancels out the discoloration. These do not really do that, because they are skin tone colored, but once you blend them in, they go clear. So with these two, I tend to always, you know, use a cream colored eyeshadow or something to put over that to help neutralize. This right here, you could use a translucent powder. It don't have to be like a cream colored eyeshadow, because this will cancel out the redness. This is the Ulta eye primer. This one is a little bit different. I'm going to try to get a decent swatch of it here so you can see it. The actual color of the eye primer is almost the exact same color as the tube. It is like a metallic finish. Can you see that? It's very good at priming the eyes. Can you see that metallic finish? Very good at priming the eyes, but if you are going for an all matte eye, this one would not be good, because it does have that metallic finish. But I love it because usually I do have some sort of shininess on my eye, so it really doesn't bother me. This one is the Jessie's Girl eyeshadow primer. I got this in an Ipsy bag a long time ago, so this is just, you know, one of those little trial size. This one is clear. You can't even see it. I put it right here. Even though in the package it does look like it's skin tone, this is not. This is another one that's not going to cancel out the discoloration. But as long as you use some kind of cream colored base, my favorite is the Wet n Wild Creme Brulee eyeshadow, because it's just the perfect cream color. As long as you use something like this over this, and over these two, then you're good to go, even though they don't themselves cancel out the redness. The next thing I want to talk about, this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Under Eye Primer. And even though this says under eye primer, I use this all around my eyes. For one, it's hydrating, just like it says. Two, it is a very good primer. It's a very good primer. It comes out a little pinky tone. It's a little bit runny. You can see it running down my hand there, or my finger. It's very, very hydrating, creamy. This again will not cancel out redness, but as long as you use something like this, it does a fantastic job. It's probably the most sticky consistency that I have. The next, these are two products, but I'll combine them into one. You can always use cream eye pencils, jumbo eye pencils, as an eyeshadow primer. I got this in my Ipsy bag. This is the Tristique Mini Shadow Crayon. There isn't a color. Marimoto Pink Pearl. It's just a shiny, pinky, pearly color. Put that all over your lid, blend it out with your finger. This essentially will cover dark spots, discoloration on the lid, because it does have some color to it. But it is a great primer, especially if you're going to use like a shimmery eyeshadow. Everybody knows about the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. And not only Milk, but all of the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencils. Milk just seems to make any color you're using just more vibrant. If you're trying to get like those really white inner corners to fade into some other colors, this is a great base for that. But you can use any of the colors of these jumbo eye pencils underneath a matching shadow or something like that. And the last one I'll talk about, I have to mention this just because it's so cheap, so easy to find. This is the e.l.f. Eyelid Primer. This is $1. I have used mine pretty much completely up. Yeah, I've used it completely up. It has a very slight skin tone to it. Can you see it right there? Very slight skin tone to it. Again, it's the same thing. Blend it out. It goes clear. You're going to have to use an eyeshadow. But to be $1 and to be so easily accessible, this is a really good primer. Is it my favorite? Is it the best? No. But if you're just starting out in makeup, or you're trying to build you a good collection, this one's a good one to start out with. It really is. I don't have really anything bad to say about it. So that is my eye primers. Next, I'm going to move on to brows. I don't know if anybody, whoever has been watching my channel for a while, knows I am not a brow stylist, by no means. I've recently just got into doing my brows, so I'm not an expert by no means on this, and these are just the products as a beginner. I'm a beginner. These are the products that I have found to be the easiest, the best that I've tried to help me break into the brow game. Number one, of course, being the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. I have soft brown. I just recently bought this, maybe a week ago. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I see what all the hype is about. I bought the brush that comes with it. It's just the angled brush with the spoolie on the other end. And yes, the brush and the spoolie is very important. Okay, I will say that. If you're going to splurge on this, make sure you have enough to splurge on this. because I've tried other like brow. This is the e.l.f. angled brush, small angled brush. This doesn't do it justice. This doesn't do well. This one is the Salon Perfect, which I'll talk about in a little bit. It doesn't do as well. It's a nice brush, but it's not the Anastasia one. And I've always said, oh, you're just, you know, you're too much for it, blah, blah, blah. You know, everybody's making a big hype out of it. No, this really is a good brush. So far, this is my go-to. I find it easy. I find it quick. Does the job. Then this is what I used before I went to the dip brow. This is the Anastasia Brow Wiz in medium brown. You've got the spoolie on one end and the tiny pencil on the other. I still use this when I do my brows, even with the pomade, because I have the scar on this side, and if I just use the pomade, it's too noticeable of a difference. That made that really bright, didn't it? It's too noticeable of a difference to try to fill in that scar with the pomade. So I do use this because this is a little bit darker. So I use this to fill in that scar, and then the pomade to do the rest, to build the shape. The NYX Micro Brow, I have this in ash brown. This is, to me, because I have this is just as good. Just as good. I might find this one to be a little bit harder. It's not as creamy. This is the Anastasia. This is the NYX Brow. It's a little bit harder and not as creamy as the Anastasia one. Anastasia is in medium brown. NYX is in ash brown. NYX, Anastasia, medium brown, ash brown. It's not as creamy, like I said, but the spoolies are very good. $10.24. It just, if you want a high-end product, if you just want to splurge on yourself, just say you have a high-end product, go with this one. If you don't, NYX Micro Brow is just the same to me. The next one is the IT Cosmetics Brow Power in the Universal Taupe. This one come in an Ipsy bag as well. I have had the full size before. This one, like I said, is in the Universal Taupe. This one is a little tougher. It reminds me of the NYX. This is the Universal Taupe here, the last one. It reminds me of the NYX. It's just a little bit more hard, not as creamy as the Anastasia one, but it's got the spoolie as well. It's a great spoolie. I use this. This one's good to like throw in your purse just in case you need to touch up. You can. The shape of this one is a little different. It's not as pointed. It's more of an oval shape to the pencil itself, but some people might find that easier to use. They say that the Anastasia came out with another one, which I've seen, not that they say, I know. I've seen people use it. I want to try that one because it's got more of this kind of flat, wide shape to it, and they say, you know, it's easier. As far as, I'm going to talk about two more things, and then I'll go into gels. This is the Salon Perfect pomade. I tried these before I took the plunge to the Anastasia, and while these worked, and that little brush I talked about before is the brush that came with it. It's a great spoolie. Love this spoolie. It's just this brush is just a little bit too wide, and when you go to market, you get a little bit too wide of a line. It's a not as natural line with this brush, but it's an okay brush. I have light brown and dark brown in the Salon Perfect. These are like $5 or $6 at Walmart. These are okay. They're okay. They're not an Anastasia Brow Wiz type product. There's the light brown. My dark brown is dried up. Yeah, the dark brown is very much dried up. But there's the dark brown. now that I've dug into it. They're not as creamy. They don't last as long. But if you're not wanting to go all out and, you know, what was it? $28, $38 for the Anastasia, then these will do. These will do. These are a good starting out place to start until you do get the hang of filling in your brows and how you want them to look. Just stick with these. And the last one, I will tell you, this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Brow Pencil. I got blonde moments because, to be quite honest, the pencil looked dark. Can you see that? The pencil looked dark. It is some kind of green orange color. To me, that doesn't look like anybody that with blonde hair. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe blondes would fall all over this, but I just didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. It don't stay. Like, you can see, I just wiped it. Wipe it right away. I mean, it doesn't stay. The spoolie on this is kind of nice. I mean, I'll use this pencil just for the spoolie. And as far as the gels go, my number one is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper. This brush is amazing. It's an itty bitty brush. It doesn't put too much on there, but yet enough. And it adds a little bit of color to your brows to help fill them in, and it locks everything in. Next one is the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. The wand on this one is just a little bit longer, but it's the same thing. Adds a little bit of color to your brows, fills them in a little bit long, you know, a little bit better, and keeps everything locked in place. If you are colored like I am, dark, but you want to lighten your brows a little bit, this is why I got this. This is the Hard Candy Brows Now. I got this, I think it was in blonde. This just says highlighter. But this, I think it was in blonde. I got this color because it could lighten my brows if I needed to. And I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but there is fibers in this. Yeah, you can see it right there at the tip. There's fibers. This does a really good job at making, like, if you don't have really big full brows, this will plump them up. And then on the other end, it's got a highlighter you can stick there in your brow bone and highlight your brows. So I thought that was cool. I liked it. This was very inexpensive. All of these are very inexpensive. I think this one from NYX was $7. This one was $7 or $8. This was $4 or $5. This was crap in the Wet n Wild. Like I said, this is like $4 or $5 for Salon Perfect. I really do think that that would be a good place to start if you're just starting out with the Salon Perfect or the NYX. That way you can kind of get a hang of it. You can learn without splurging. And then once you learn and you decide how you want your brows to be and fill it in and all that, then you can splurge on some bigger products. But these two are the two I would recommend when you are ready to splurge. So yeah, that was my eye primers and brows. That's my collection, what I have in my collection. Like this video if you're liking the series so far. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you're new to my channel, hello, welcome. This is all kinds of silly, crazy babble. I talk completely out of my head sometimes, but that's just me. Yeah, comment down below and let me know what your favorite products are. And until next time, guys, I will see you later. Bye, guys.